Hello, my dear friends, and welcome to this live episode. I've been doing a few episodes in Romanian for the past months, so I thought of giving you an updated English for the fans of my channel who do not speak Romanian. Given that I've started this channel in English, I thought I might as well give you an update of what's going on in Romania. So, unfortunately, my concern is being vindicated at the moment, so most probably Romania will be the next country to join the war in Ukraine. So the war between NATO and Russia that has been carried out until now through the Ukrainian proxy. Most probably this Ukrainian proxy will now be enlarged in the form of the Odessa Triangle, so with Moldova and with Romania. Why do I say this? Well, the signs are there on the horizon. Many things have happened in the past months that indicate this. One of them, this mobilization exercise, in which the reservists were called the people who had military service were called for practice shootings and stuff. This kind of exercise has not been carried out in the past 2 decades, and it has been carried out now. Of course, the fact that the elections were annulled 1 year ago has a lot to do with this, given that the candidate that was pro-peace was was barred from running after the elections were cancelled, and his first round victory did not lead to anything. He was not allowed to go on to the second round. And during these military exercises that the reservists had a couple of months ago, the head of the Romanian army said that the Romanian men will be called to the conscription, um, uh, to the military barracks that handle conscription in the next months, so that all military aged men will do the medical checkup. He did not put it exactly in these terms so as not to scare the population, but pretty much this is what the legal procedure is. So all men of military age, which is like 18 to 63, I think, or maybe 60, are called to these conscription offices, these regional military centers, and they're having their health checked, and this is when they become part of the I think it's called the not the operational reserve. This is made up of the people who have had military service, but the I don't remember the term. Maybe it's strategic reserve. I don't remember. Anyway, so yeah, this is what will happen in the next months. All military aged men will be asked to come to these centers for medical checkups, and they will be enlisted in this reserve to subsequently be called for military service. And some other things happened in the past days. The new president of Romania formulated this defense strategy that every president has to draft at the beginning of his term, and of course it provides for more support for Ukraine and Moldova in the realm of the conflict, and it also provides for an extension of the conflict. So it stipulates that Romania should start preparations for a large-scale conflict at its borders. This is something new because the war has been going on for almost 4 years, and this is a sort of escalation in the legal sense. So Romania will actively prepare to have the war on its border. This is what the strategy stipulates. And today, a very funny piece of news. We've been having these alleged Russian drone attacks, Russian drone incursions on the territory of Romania. They were not labeled as attacks yet because they did not contain explosives yet. However, the media has been running with this story, and of course, the officials also say this, that Russia is testing the defense of a NATO country, and it is sending all these drones into Romanian territory to see how Romania reacts. Now there has been this escalation in the sense that the drone that entered Romanian airspace today went quite deep into Romania, and the media is now saying that the purpose of this drone was reconnaissance of the infantry incursion zone, so the area of Romania from which an eastern attack can be carried out, an eastern invasion of the country can be carried out. So it is already the default speech in Romania that we are at war with Russia, that we are constantly being attacked by Russia, that there is hybrid warfare carried out against Romania by Russia. And now that Russia is doing reconnaissance in view of a future invasion, of a future ground invasion of Romania. So this is the standard discourse. And of course, my belief is that these drones come from Ukraine because Ukraine is desperate that it is losing the war, and it has to get NATO somehow involved on its side more directly, not just through weapons deliveries and military aid and financial aid, but also with soldiers. And what better candidate than Romania? Because Poland is also a significantly Russophobic country, and it is also of quite big size. But the Polish population has this problem that it is not as ignorant of history as the Romanian one is. It does not consider Ukrainian interest to be Polish interest, as is the narrative here in Romania. Here in Romania, if you talk about the national Romanian interest, you are being labeled a Russian puppet, because apparently Romanian interest is something that doesn't exist at all. If you invoke it, then you're talking about the Russian interests, and those who are against the Romanian interest are the ones that have the power right now. So, and for them, foreign interests are the ones that need to be followed. In Poland, it is not the case. So even though Poland is a rather Russophobic country, its elites are also rather sovereigntist. So they would not allow the country to be destroyed on the altar of weakening Russia, of some illusory process of finally defeating Russia, even though there are no indications at the moment that Russia can be defeated, even with an extension of this proxy. But most probably what will happen is that also the Western elites, Brussels, be it in the under the auspices of NATO or not, most probably not, most probably under the auspices of the coalition of the willing, they will decide the extension of this proxy, that is now Ukraine, to include Moldova and Romania, and as a consequence, Romania will be at war sometime probably next year, which of course leads to a lot of other consequences. Military-aged men will no longer be allowed to leave the country, probably sometime next year. This is why I will be leaving in the early months of next year, hopefully right on time. And yeah, probably the atmosphere will become just as dumb as it was during the pandemic, when you could not have any kind of semblance of normal life because of how stupid the official speech was and how stupid the official measures were against people like me who did not take the vaccine and who did not believe the bullshit propaganda of the government. And yeah, probably it will be a similar atmosphere, only now the virus will be Russia. And there will be probably restrictions against people who do not buy into the narrative. There will be this crazy, stupid propaganda everywhere that Russia is attacking us, whereas it is Ukraine trying to lure us into the war, and trying to get some strategic space in its rear where Romania is perfectly positioned geographically. And yeah, given the low quality of the people who are in power, unfortunately, I know most of them, most of the relevant ones, let's say, I've had the misfortune to meet them and to work with them before the pandemic. Given the low quality of these people, I don't see any kind of force that can oppose them, uh, that can oppose these plans. So once Ursula von der Leyen or Macron or even Zelensky make the call, Romania will consider itself at war, and it will start taking orders from Ukraine regarding, or from France, because France is leading the NATO command division, battalion, what it is, the NATO command group here stationed here in Romania. And I don't see any domestic opposition. Of course, there is a sovereignist movement, there is a sort of opposition towards the government, but people who actually understand these plans and who try to do something about them, I don't quite see a streak of resistance. This is why I don't have any kind of hope that this scenario can be avoided in the future. So my expectation is that next year in autumn, Romania will be fully at war against Russia, and it will somehow be united with Moldova and Ukraine into the same kind of Odessa Triangle entity that needs to be defended. So the Western elites are pushing this narrative through the media that Romania is part of this Odessa Triangle. It is integrated not in the European Union or in NATO, but it is integrated together with Moldova and Ukraine. So yeah, it is the host that these two parasites are sucking on, and it is our duty. We have been designated to support them until the very end. The very end being, well, as it was in 1945 probably, but yeah, this is where we're going. So until next time, and probably my next broadcast will be from Spain, where I'll be moving. So until then, take care.